everybody, this is Rich with Lifetime Shred, and today's video is all about how to be a AAA rated third. So what's a third, you might be asking? Well, a third, as I define it, is being someone on another person's boat. So every boat owner, like myself, we can't drive, spot, and ride all at the same time. We need some friends, we need some crew out on that boat to make it all happen. And in many states, it does require a driver, a spotter, and a rider by law. So yeah, in this video today, I'm going to be talking about my 6 rules to be a AAA rated third so that you're going to get invited out on boats with crews of people that you don't know yet, and you're going to get invited back again and again and again, and you're going to become part of that crew, and you're going to be wakeboarding a ton even though you do not have a boat payment yourself. The first one, timeliness. Now, if you do get invited out on a boat, you're going to want to make sure, if the meetup time's 8 o'clock, that you're there by 8 o'clock, maybe even 5 minutes early. This is really important because a lot of times when we're out boating as boat owners, we have a specific schedule in mind, especially if we have family and jobs and all sorts of things that we need to kind of make all work together with our time out on the lake. So when someone's late, it makes it really hard to stick to the schedule that we planned on. Also, if other people are there waiting as well, that's not very nice to them either. So make sure you're on time. And along the lines of timeliness as well, you don't want to cancel last minute. I mean, stuff happens. You might hit a traffic jam and that makes you late, makes you have to cancel, or something comes up, and that's okay. But if you tend to be someone who cancels last minute a lot and you're not on time a lot, you're probably not going to get invited back. So timeliness, super important to be a AAA rated third. The second thing, boats are really expensive to operate. As a boat owner, not only are you dealing with paying for gas, but there's lots of maintenance, whether that's oil changes or cleaning the boat. There's storage fees, there's depreciation, there's probably interest on the loan you're paying, lots of costs. And as a boat owner myself, all I really ask of my riders is to pay their fair share of gas. So as a third, AAA rated third, you definitely want to make sure to pay your fair share of gas and be upfront with that with the boat owner. Say, hey, just let me know how much gas I owe you. I'd be happy to Venmo that over or give you some cash or whatever it is. Usually most boat owners will know or have a dollar amount in their head about how much they charge per set or per 2 sets, and they'll communicate that to you. But if you're proactive about it and you ask, you're like, hey, let me just make sure I get you enough gas money, make sure to do that. That's another great way to get invited back. The third category, cleaning. So depending where someone stores their boat, they might have it in a boat lift, they might have it on a trailer, and they pull it in and out every time. Regardless, there's usually some cleanup at the end of the day, whether that's just getting the gear out and wiping it down on the lift or doing, more thorough cleaning out on the trailer. Make sure you participate here too. Budget your time that you're probably going to have at least 30 minutes of clean time after the boat's out of the water to wipe it down. If you were just leave right when the boat's, out of the water, that's not going to look good. You're not going to be AAA rated in that situation either. So always make sure you help clean at the end of the day riding. The fourth thing, so this one's a little more difficult because if you don't have access to a boat and a trailer and a truck, you might not know how to do it. But fourth way to become a AAA rated third is to know how to drive a truck, and specifically how to back in a trailer. So a lot of this comes with practice. And again, maybe you have a friend whose boat you're going out on and they're comfortable with you learning a little bit, or maybe you offer to say, hey, can I sit next to you while you back in? Like, I'm trying to learn how to do that as well. I'd also say even in your own vehicle, if you just practice like backing into parking spaces and stuff, a lot of that goes a long way to learning how that works. And with a trailer, it does become more complicated. But as a AAA rated third and as a boat owner myself, I'm looking for people that can back up the trailer, because that's one less thing that I need to do, that I need to worry about. Because if I have to back up the trailer, launch the boat, tie off the boat, go back to my car and pull the boat out, that's a lot of work for me. Versus if I have a third who's capable of taking on the driving portion of that, that's a huge help, and it's definitely AAA rated. The fifth one, also to deal with driving, knowing how to drive the boat itself. Now, this one's probably even harder to learn than the backup one if you don't have your own boat. But, again, if I go out with some riders, I need at least one other person that can drive the boat so I get my sets in as well. So good ways to learn how to do this, I would say, is go out and get comfortable with the crew that you're riding with, like do the other things I already talked about. And then once you get to know the boat owner decently well, offer, maybe it's a calm day, there's no other boats out, and just say, hey, if you need some help driving, like, I would love to learn how to drive, like, give me some pointers. And if you're comfortable and that boat owner is comfortable with you, there's a good chance they're going to say, yeah, this is the perfect situation to do it. There's no other boats out. The conditions are calm. This is how you set the ballast, the wedge, whatever. This is how the cruise control works. And you're on your way. This is how to hold a straight line. And take advantage of those situations to learn how to drive the boat, because that's another very important skill for being AAA rated. Now, number 6, maybe the most important of all on this list. Number 6, you got to bring stoke to the boat. I'm not expecting someone to come out on the boat and just be like full of positive energy and radiate all that. I'm just expecting someone to come out and just generally be stoked to be out on the lake having fun. Especially when you're new to a crew, you want to keep some of that baggage at home, and you want to come on the boat and just focus and be present-minded on the fact that you're out on a lake on a nice wakeboard boat having fun with these people you're getting to know. So now those are my general rules for being a AAA rated third. I think if you follow all 6 of those and you are capable at them, you're probably going to get invited out a lot, and even you'll have different boat owners asking for you to come out on their boats as well, because you'll have a good reputation within the local community. A couple bonus categories I'd call out, and I don't think these are required at all, but yeah, these aren't going to hurt you in terms of getting invited out to ride on someone else's boat. Number 1, if you know how to film video a little bit, or even have some of your own video gear. I know for me this goes a long way. If I can hand my dad cam off to somebody and they can get good shots with people on the water, nicely framed and everything, that's just another thing that I'm personally stoked on. Even better yet, if they actually have drone flying experience, very awesome, because at least for me, I do love getting the drone out, but I really only have one friend, my buddy Mike, who can fly that drone with me, that I trust to fly it because he has his own drone. Second thing you can do, let's say you ride with someone every season, in and out. You're one of their main thirds. Maybe you're even like their, second captain kind of thing. Stoke those people out a little bit. Just help them out a little bit extra every once in a while. Maybe that's covering some of their storage costs or helping them fix something that's busted on their boat. I think long term, those little things, especially if it's someone that you're riding on their boat for years and years, goes a long way to just cement yourself as a AAA rated third. So wrapping up this video, just to summarize again, timeliness, be on time, don't cancel last minute. Make sure you pay your fair share of gas and you're proactive with that with the driver. Make sure you help clean. If you can back in the trailer, that's huge as well. If you know how to drive the boat so that boat owner gets a chance to ride, huge help. And just generally try to bring stoke to the boat. Be present-minded and be happy in the moment. I know out on my boat, we just love hanging out, talking about what some riders have been doing recently, what tricks we're working on. And I do think ultimately with that one too, you do end up in these great relationships, and you could talk about some of the more serious stuff in life as well. Boat therapy, that's probably what that's called. But yeah, anyway, I hope that's helpful. I hope you get out to ride on some other people's boats and get to ride as much as possible, because it's all about building the wake community, passing the handle, and yeah. Also, shout out to Ryan Shimabukuro. Ryan gets more people out on the boat than anyone I've ever met, and definitely more than anyone in Utah. And I think without him, we wouldn't have nearly the wake community that we have in Utah. And yeah, thanks, Ryan. Thanks for getting me back into the sport. I definitely appreciate it hugely, because I don't know how it would have happened otherwise. So yeah, that wraps it up. If you have any other ideas around how to be a AAA rated third, make sure to comment them below. I think it's good to get this out there so that there's less unknowns between potential thirds and boat owners around how or what they expect from thirds who come out on the boat. I will bid you adieu. I hope you're having fun. Get out there riding this fall before it gets too cold and we get into winter. And on that note, I'll catch you later. Bye. Peace.